Stoichiometry review. Why are we doing a review, you might ask? Well, we have a quiz tomorrow. So far, we've covered these 7 types of conversions, and we are going to break apart these problems one by one here. I would suggest taking notes so that you can pause it and write things down in your notebook for each of these 7 types of problems. So you heard it right. That's all you need to do is write down one of each of these 7 types of problems, and then you will be able to use that on your quiz tomorrow. For your quiz tomorrow, you will also need a calculator and a periodic table. So make sure you have those things. If you don't have those things, locate them and get those ready. Okay, so first item on the list is molar mass. So this one we've done a lot of. So this one should be the easiest, I would say, out of all of these. To find the molar mass of sodium chloride, grab your periodic table and you are going to look up sodium and chlorine. Find their molar masses. Sodium is 23 grams per mole and chlorine is 35.5 grams per mole. I'm going to always round everything to the 10th place. So when I add this up, I get 48.5 grams per mole. So units on molar mass, the correct units would be grams per mole. You wouldn't label it just grams or moles. It would be grams to mole. Okay, next item is another molar mass. The reason I put this other molar mass one was just to remind you, when you have the parentheses, the 2 outside of the parentheses affects everything in there. So we would have 1 magnesium. The 2 does not affect the magnesium. We would have 2 chlorines. And we would have 6 oxygens. 2 times 3 is 6. So for magnesium, we look up magnesium, it's 24.3. Chlorine is 35.5. And oxygen, if you look it up on your periodic table, is 16. So we're going to add the following numbers together. And we end up with our total molar mass of 191.3 grams per mole. Okay, so that's molar mass. That's kind of the basis or the beginning point for all of these problems, is you're going to need to use molar mass for most of these types of problems. The next thing is converting grams to moles. So here's our problem. How many moles of CO2 are in 50 grams of CO2? So we're starting with a 50 gram sample. So we have 50 grams of CO2, and we just want to find out how many moles that is. So here's how I'd showed my work. 1 mole of CO2 weighs a certain amount. So I need to find the molar mass of CO2. Well, carbon is 12, and oxygen is 16. So if I add that all together, I'm going to get 44 grams per mole. That's my molar mass. Okay, so I put a 44 here, and then my math would be 50 divided by 44, and that would give me 1.14 moles of CO2. So that would be my final answer. All right, moving right along. Number 3 is a moles to grams. Moles of A to grams of A, so we're just talking about the same substance. This time it's copper nitrate. How many grams of copper nitrate are in 0.750 moles of copper nitrate? Okay, so we're going to start with 0.750 moles of copper nitrate, and we want to go to grams. Well, a mole of copper nitrate has a certain molar mass. If you take a look, the molar mass, copper is 63.5. Nitrogen is 14 off your periodic table, and then we have 3 oxygens. Oxygen is 16. If I add all of those up, I should end up with 125.5. Okay, so that's my number that's going to go here. If you notice, moles of copper nitrate cancels out. I end up with my answer in grams. So I'm going to take 0.750 times 125.5, and I end up with 94.1 grams. That is the final answer for that problem. Mole ratio. So you need a balanced equation to be able to get the mole ratios. And in this equation, we have aluminum chloride breaking down or decomposing into aluminum and chlorine. So we're starting off with 0.50 moles of aluminum chloride. And we're trying to figure out how many moles of chlorine is made. The mole ratio is 2 to 3. 2 moles of aluminum chloride to 3 moles of chlorine. So we have this 2 to 3 mole ratio. We are going to use that in this problem. We're going from moles of A to moles of B. So we've got a 2-step process here. So this is what it would look like. 0.50 moles of aluminum chloride. And then we need the mole ratio. So moles of aluminum chloride, and we're going to moles of chlorine. The one we're going to is always on the top. What are the numbers? Well, it's a 2 to 3. I get the 2 from there, the 3 from there. And that's all we need. We're going to take 0.5 times 3 and divide it by 2. And I end up with 0.75 moles of chlorine. Okay, so just one step. I think I said 2 steps, but it's just a 1-step problem. And the reason it's a 1-step is I just needed to use the mole ratio. Okay, next problem is going backwards, essentially. Moles to mass. So we're going moles to grams. So here's our balanced equation. We have nitrogen plus hydrogen yields ammonia, NH3. Okay, so we're starting off with 0.3 moles of hydrogen. So it's reacted with sufficient, which means enough nitrogen. How many moles of ammonia is produced? Okay, so we have moles. And we're going to go to grams. So this will be a 2-step process. Our first step that we're going to do is we're going to go from moles of hydrogen to moles of NH3. Okay, so what numbers do I use? Look at the balanced equation. Hydrogen has a 3 in front of it, so that's going to go on the bottom. Ammonia has a 2 in front of it, so that's going to go on top. Now, our last step is going to be going from moles of ammonia to our mass of ammonia, which is going to be in grams. So we need to figure out what is the molar mass for ammonia. Well, nitrogen weighs 14, and hydrogen, we have 3 of them. And that is, they're 1 apiece, right? So that's going to be 17 grams per mole. So I'm going to write 17 there. So your final answer would be 3.4 grams. Okay, opposite of number 5 is number 6. Now we'll start with mass of one compound and go to moles of another compound. So this problem says if we have 10 grams of magnesium chlorate, how many moles of oxygen would be produced? So we are starting with 10 grams of this magnesium chlorate. We're trying to figure out moles of O2. This is also a 2-step problem. Start off with our 10 grams of magnesium chlorate. Now we're in grams, so when in doubt, always convert grams to moles. We're going to go grams to moles, 1 mole of magnesium chlorate. Now we added up magnesium chlorate earlier, and its molar mass, so the molar mass for this is 191.3 grams, or in 1 mole. So 191.3 goes right there. And then our final step would be to go to moles of oxygen. So moles of magnesium chlorate would be on the bottom. Moles of oxygen would be on the top. And then we just look at our balanced equation. What numbers are out in front? Well, there's a 1 and a 3. So that's our mole ratio, is 1 mole of magnesium chlorate to 3 moles of oxygen. Okay, so if we do the math for that one, we end up with a total of 0.157 moles of oxygen. You would take 10, so you take 10 divided by 191.3 and multiply by 3 to get the 0.157. So I'm rounding it to 3 sig figs there. All right, our last problem then, problem 7, is a mass to mass. So this one is 3 steps. 3 steps for a mass to mass problem. And let's start with what we would start with. Our known is we have 35 grams of NaOH. Okay, so we have 35 grams of this reactant, and we want to figure out how many grams of this product. Okay, so we have 3 steps. We are going to need to know the molar mass of sodium hydroxide. We are going to need the molar mass of sodium phosphate, and we need to know the mole ratio. Mole ratio is 3 to 1. All of those things will be incorporated into this problem. So first we're at grams. What do we do next? If we're at grams, we convert to moles. So 1 mole of sodium hydroxide, we need to figure out what is the molar mass. Okay, so sodium is 23, oxygen is 16, hydrogen is 1. So I got all of that information off my periodic table. I add it together, and that's 40 grams per mole. So there's my 40 grams. Next step, what do? We're already in moles of sodium hydroxide. We want to get to moles of sodium phosphate. So this is the mole ratio step. The mole ratio is 3 to 1. So where am I getting those numbers? From my balanced equation. 3 moles of sodium hydroxide produces 1 mole of sodium phosphate. Okay, and the last step is using the molar mass to get back into grams. So how much does 1 mole of sodium phosphate weigh? Well, we have to add up the molar mass of sodium phosphate. Sodium is 23. We have 3 of them, so 3 times 23. Phosphorus is 31. And then oxygen is 16, and we have 4 of them. Okay, so if we add up that total, we get 164 grams are in a mole. That is the number that will go right up on top here. All right, so here's the math. We have 35 divided by 40 divided by 3 multiplied by 164. If we do that, we end up with an answer of 47.8 grams. Okay, so that's our review of stoichiometry. Tomorrow you can log into the quiz and take the quiz. You can obviously use your notes on the quiz. And what you'll be typing in is your correct answer and the units. Is it grams? Is it moles? Is it grams per mole if it's a molar mass? Okay, good luck on your quiz tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions. You can call me, you can email me.